Hi, it's Diane, and I want to show you the book I made, the junk journal I made for the swap on Junk Journal Junkies, in which we were supposed to make it out of a children's book cover. I hope whoever my swap partner is likes vintage, because I have a lot of vintage children's books that I got at the library when people donate things and the library sells them to the public. So some of them are in pretty rough shape, but I buy them for the pictures and just to use in this manner. So this is the cover, Best in Children's Books, and it's not any one book featured in here, but a lot of vintage kids books are in here. We were supposed to use coils or wires or rings or something like that. So I used my Bind It All and 1-inch rings. I put some seam binding, and there's a little chain here with an old Winnie the Pooh earring, because he's one of my favorite kids book characters, and a little button there too attached. I put some lace on the front and back covers, and on the first page I used a library pocket, and this is actually from one of those books I get from the library. It's first dated in '61. Put some stamps there, some cutouts from Authentique paper. This is not a vintage card, but it says Books Red List. This came out of a library book, one of those rules, little things they put in the books, glue in. And I pulled it off and I put on some notebook paper for writing and another little tag from Authentique. And then this page, this was not a vintage Dick and Jane book, it was a modern reproduction. Actually, this was from a workbook. It was a modern workbook. I don't know how old. It wasn't like current, but wasn't very old. I think I got it at the Salvation Army. But I cut out this image of Dick and Jane and then punched out these images with my little scallop oval punch and glued them on. And then this is from a Pinocchio book. I made my tags with manila file folders and my Cricut, and I stamped this on it. So then I just traced the tag onto the book page and cut out the images. This is from a vintage kids book, one of the liner pages. I like that image of two children reading. And then this is a page from Aesop Fables book, and at the bottom it says, "When the need is strong, there are those who will believe anything." I thought that was pretty neat that it shows there. It's an image from that book. And this, at Michael's now, in the $1.50 spot, they have things like this. I got this post, looks like airmail, and this says sticky pads and such, sticky notes. And this looks like a composition book, and these little airmail stickers. So I use these composition stickers quite a bit, well, several times in here. So there's one of them. This is a page from an Irish fairy stories book. There's an image from that, and just a little paper for writing on, and a graphic 45 tag. I put some lined paper on the back for journaling. This is music paper. I stamped up there. Stitched this pocket on. Oh, wait. Oh, I guess the music paper is glued to the back of this. This is from a nursery rhyme book. And then this is glued on as a pocket. These are strips that I have for children to practice writing on, so I cut these into cards and stamped, inked the edges and stamped. And then I have a book of, it was a Dr. Seuss dictionary, children's dictionary, but it was English to French, so it has it written in English and then in French. So I cut out some of the squares from the pages and used them as tags. It's journaling on the back. Here's just an orange paper, and it has cut out from this nursery rhyme paper, some stamps at the top, another Graphic 45 card, some journaling on the back, and then I made a copy of the back of this golden book. I love this, and this is in, the copy is in this book too, but this is a list of golden books. So I thought that was neat, so I made a copy of that and inked the edges and put it in here as a journaling page. I put a very eclectic assortment of tags all along the book. Here's a cutout from the Reproduction Dick and Jane book and some stamping here. A tag. This is not one that I made with my Cricut. This was a shipping tag stamped on it. Put this little Boy Blue nursery rhyme on it, and another of the Dr. Seuss cards. I used index cards to back them with. This is a page from Winnie the Pooh. It's called the Winnie the Pooh birthday book. So it has the days of the week, days of the month, and I don't really know why it's called the birthday book. I guess you're supposed to write people's birthdays in the appropriate spot so you know when their birthdays are. But there's room for journaling on it, and plus it's got Winnie the Pooh quotes, so can't get better than that. Put some washi tape on this edge to protect it, and then some scrapbook paper here. On the more vintage, more fragile pages, I reinforced them so that they wouldn't tear with the punch. This is, I believe it's, yeah, this is Eloise Wilkins illustrations, and I used to love her illustrations. Even when I was a kid, in our golden books, she illustrated a lot of them, and I used to just sit and just stare at those pictures. I loved them. So I've included that in here, and it has some journaling cards. Looks like a library pocket there, or a library card. There's journaling on the back of all the cards that I put in here. This is cut out from a scrapbook paper that I bought a long time ago in a clearance pack. And I just cut it out just like that. It looks like it's all collaged together. And this is a journaling card and another one of those strips to write on. I'll put that in better. This one has, this is a large journaling stamp from Stampin' Up! That I stamped on the back of this plain page, and this is a little cutout from a book. This is a vintage Treasure Island book page, so I reinforced the edge. This is a stamp along the top. Actually, it's stamped 3 times. And then I put journaling on the back. Another vintage kids book. And I stitched this Graphic 45 piece of paper here and included some journaling. This is text from the Pinocchio book. Here's the golden book that I made a copy of, just because I love the vintage image. When I saw the back of that, it just brought back memories. So I included that. A kid had scribbled on that, so I covered that with washi tape, and then I used some of those composition sticky pads there. And some journaling here. This is a piece of Prima paper, ledger paper. Another vintage children's book, and this is a frame cut out with numbers on it. Graph paper in there for journaling on, and then these tickets I printed from the internet to tuck in here. And a journaling pocket there. And then in the pocket is this that I got from the internet. Counting rhyme. And you can write on the back. And a couple more of the Dr. Seuss cards. This page is music paper with a stamp on it. This is a doily I cut out with my Martha Stewart doily maker, and this is a pretty little doily. And then I used my scallop punch to cut out a Kate Greenaway illustration. Some cute little faces there. And this is a page from a little Beatrix Potter book. I believe it's the one about the tailor. Such cute little mice. I love Beatrix Potter. And then on the other side, there's a little illustration cut from a Babar the Elephant book with some journaling on the back. This is an envelope I made from a Richard Scarry book. And this is from Graphic 45, and that's from Graphic 45. There's journaling on the back. And this is a flashcard. Old Mother Hubbard. It's from a vintage book. Little journaling spots I glued on. And then I put on a library pocket with some more of the Babar illustration glued on, and a little decorative paper in the back, an index card, and a library card. Cat in the Hat card. I got this at Target, pack of that one and this one. I'm going to send this along with the book. And another flashcard. I got these at Target a couple years ago at back to school time. Don't look for them now. I'm sure they don't have them now. And another vintage children's book page. And this one has a collage that I stitched together. A Babar illustration and a couple of scraps. And some journaling. And a Babar pocket. Some journaling. This is actually the text that came from this page. So you can actually read this and know it goes with that picture. But there's journaling on the back. Graph paper. I made this little banner here, and this is a punch out from a children's book, and I used glossy accents on it. And there's a card there to journal on. And I stamped on the back of that paper. I love this page. It's a story about the circus. So there's the elephants, and I stitched on little double pockets here, and there's a ticket here, a circus thing here, and a little tiny ticket that I tucked in the front pocket. And this is a Prima cutout, Fanac, and nursery rhyme cutout, and they have journaling on the back. And then here's, this is the cover of the Beatrix Potter book, The Tailor of Gloucester. And I stamped this on the back. Put a couple of those handwriting practice strips there. This is an old vintage book, very fragile, about raising children properly or something. But this is about writing a note of thanks. So I stamped appreciation is the memory of the heart. Washi tape and scrapbook paper to reinforce. Banner cut. This is corduroy. My daughter used to love the corduroy books. Some little flowers. This is books read. You can write on that. And this is a vintage book also, about a table sprawler. Somebody wrote Pete on there. Must be they know somebody named Pete that sprawls all over the table, so they had to write his name in. So I thought that was cute. I didn't erase it. And this is a little doll cut from a book. It was a book in very bad shape, just a little tiny book about dolls of the world. So I cut her out. I glued her to graph paper and then cut her out so she can be journaled on. Journaling on the back of that. There's a book page, probably from this book. And the doily thing again with a Kate Greenaway punch out. And then this is Stampin' Up! Scrapbook paper, scrap, journaling on the back. Journaling page, make every day extraordinary. Some banners, and these are little tiles from a vintage kids game that I bought at a flea market. And here's a children's book with some journaling there, some stamping. And the last page is just a little page. I didn't do anything, well, I did stamp that, but Cute little book about a bear, and a library card on the back, more lace, and that's the back. I put this headband on it to close it. So I hope whoever gets this really enjoys it. I had a lot of fun making it. I had so many pages that I didn't use because there wasn't room. But I'll include some of these extras and some other things also. And I can't wait to see who my partner's going to be. Have a great day, everyone.